Hey, you guys, this is Dr. Rob with the Happy Healthy Guys. We're on right now with Dr. Randy. How is
Hey,
everybody doing today?
what's
So
happening?
today we are, so today we're going to be talking about chronic pain, inflammation, how to decrease, how to get rid of that stuff. So if you're somebody who's got chronic pain, you've got any inflammation, you can't figure out why you continue to keep having that, regardless of what it is that you do. Maybe you're eating what you think you should be eating or doing the things that you think that you should be doing, and it's just not going away. We're going to talk about that and how to help you to be able to overcome those things. And just to start, I just want to start off by saying happy birthday to Dr. Randy. You guys,
Thank you.
it is Dr. Randy's birthday today. So everybody that's on right now, give a shout out to Dr. Randy. Say happy birthday to him because it is his birthday.
Man, it's you feel so special on Facebook when it's your birthday because all the people commenting and telling you happy birthday. No, I had so many friends. I think I've got over 200 happy birthday wishes today. So thanks everybody. Feels kind of good.
That's awesome. Yeah, Facebook does make you feel a lot better in that sense. So happy birthday. And let's go ahead and get into that. Thank you, everybody who's just joined on for joining us today for Wellness Wednesday with the Happy Healthy Guys. And so we're talking chronic pain, inflammation, how to get rid of that stuff. And just start off with a quick story, Dr. Randy. Today, you're going to love this. Okay, so
No,
I'm getting coffee this morning.
You already told me this morning. Is this the story in the coffee shop?
Oh yeah. So
Okay, yeah.
everybody else needs to hear this. Yeah. So here's the deal. So I'm getting coffee this morning. I'm sitting there drinking my coffee, minding my own business, and the girl that gave me the coffee, sweetheart, she comes up to me and she's like, Dr. Rob, did you drop this right here? And here's what she shows me. She shows me this right here. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see that or make out what that is, but if you can or cannot, I'm going to explain to you what it is. It's actually 20 pesos. And so I felt like she was racial profiling me because there was about 5 other people in the restaurant at the exact same time who she could have asked them if they had dropped their pesos, but she asked me, right? The only Hispanic in the whole entire place. So I was totally racial profiled. And so I'm going to be a little politically incorrect right now. And no offense to anybody who's watching because I am Mexican. But here's the thing, is the assumption was that it was mine and that I was going to use it, but I'm actually probably more brown on the outside than I am brown on the outside compared to the inside. I'm white on the inside, so that's why people refer to me as a coconut because I don't speak a lick of Spanish, even though my last name is Vasquez. And that's what I've been growing up as being called, a coconut. So there you go. Everybody knows my nickname. And so the reason I bring that up, and I was thinking about this, and you and I were talking about this a little while ago, is that a lot of people will health profile either themselves or they'll health profile other people. And so they'll assume that somebody is healthy based on the fact that they worked out 5 times this week or they did CrossFit 5 times this week, or maybe they shopped at Whole Foods and they ate some organic food. And all of a sudden that must mean that they're healthy, and or they decide whether they're healthy or not based on how it is they feel when they wake up in the morning. But the reality is that people who work out all the time, people who eat really good, people who feel really good, they still get diagnosed with cancer, right? We talked a little bit about this last week with you, Randy. You want to share, why it is that somebody like yourself could have even gotten diagnosed from cancer, because the question then becomes, here you were, really lean, eating good, healthy food, yet you were diagnosed with cancer. How in that world could that happen to somebody who was health profiled as being healthy?
Yep.
Were you really healthy or were you actually sick?
No, it's interesting. In fact, it was I was looked at as such a health guy that nobody would even want to go out to dinner with me because they didn't want to eat for me to see what they might order or what they might eat, because I was such a food Nazi. I'm like just so meticulous about everything that went in my body. And then, of course, 7 years ago, I get this cancer diagnosis that was, late stage and had spread to multiple organs. It was insane. And at that time, I was working out 5 to 6 days per week. Heck, you've known me for 16 years. Have I ever been above 10% body fat ever in my life?
Never.
I never wore a Speedo, but I was always Speedo ready, because I just took great care of myself. So So I think the issue is when I was diagnosed with cancer, and I think the point you're trying to make is I had to realize that I wasn't healthy, because healthy people don't build cancer. Remember, cancer doesn't make somebody sick. You're already sick. That's why you could even build cancer, or your body could even break down. So ultimately, I had to figure out why I was not healthy. And that was really my journey, is, okay, what is health? And there's a false narrative that's been created that health is how you look and feel, or it's because you take vitamins, or that you don't take medication, or that you're skinny. But none of those things really are true. Health is a dynamic thing that's always happening. You're either building health or you're building disease. And that's a thing you're doing daily by making certain choices. So it's not just the absence of disease, it's physical, spiritual, emotional well-being, where your body's adapting to its environment. And I think that's really our message. What we want to communicate is, how do you really create health? Is it really found in a pill? Is it found in a product? Or is it really already inside of you? Health is the normal, disease is the abnormal. So the best doctor is really already inside of us. How do we work with that doctor to create the best outcome? And that's really why we exist, and what our message is all about, right? Happy, healthy guys are people that know what health is, that live that principle, because your health is your greatest asset. And we see it too many times, people, once again, getting that diagnosis, reacting to something after the fact, and for many people, it's too late, and things could have been done to prevent that. That prevention really is the name of the game, but not even just prevention, just actively choosing health every single day, because you know what health is.
Absolutely. So it literally is the lifestyle, and that lifestyle has to start with your belief in what health is. And so, just like you said, Dr. Randy, it's making sure that our bodies are functioning chemically, physically, and emotionally. It's not merely the absence of disease, infirmity, or feeling good. That's actually the World Health Organization's definition of health. Dorland's Medical Dictionary says the same thing. So it's making sure that our body is functioning at 100%. And so that's the first thing that we have to do, is we got to change our mindset, and we got to change our belief and our belief system about what health is. So because we changed that belief system,
that even states that,
yeah,
right? There's no existing definition out there that says, hey, as long as you feel good, you're healthy. Yet that's what we've almost adopted, right? Is feel good, feel good, feel good. It's like jumping off the Empire State Building, and every time you pass a floor, you're like, I feel good so far. I feel good so far. You're literally waiting on something bad to happen, right?
No, that's exactly right. So it's making sure that you're doing the right things all the time, or more right things than you're doing wrong, for sure, so that you don't ever get that diagnosis. And so that's really our message. So today, as we're talking about decreasing chronic pain or inflammation, it really becomes about making sure that your body is functioning, because like Dr. Randy said, is that the greatest doctor is already inside you. It's just making sure that that doctor has the ability to be able to work. Thanks, you guys who are joining in. Denise, great to see you. Kat, great to see you as well. If you guys have questions as well, feel free to chime in with any questions that you guys have. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys as well. And so let's get into it. So if we're going to really be talking about decreasing pain, inflammation, one of the first things that we have to do is we got to take the stress off the body, and that's actually reduce our body weight for a lot of people, right? And so the more weight that we carry around, the more weight that we're carrying with us as we're going to bed, as we're getting up in the morning, as we're standing in the shower, we've got more weight on us. We carry that around with us everywhere. If you're in a job where you sit, you're carrying that around with you, and that's putting more stress, causing inflammation to your joints, accelerating the degenerative process inside your body. So the first thing that you got to do is you got to get some weight off of you for many people, okay? So that's something that we talk about, because just employing the lifestyle that we're talking about, automatically, that's one of the things that'll start doing. So even like myself, I'm carrying a little more weight than I would normally going through the summer months. So I've got about 10 pounds that I've got to get off. And just by doing the things that we're talking about right here, is I'm going to lose 10 pounds in the next 10 days, okay? Just by doing the things that we're talking about with the intermittent fasting, the good healthy fats, those things. And the reason I'm saying it right now to you guys is to be able to make sure I'm being held accountable to that, and just to be able to show you that, you know what, I'm just like you guys. I'm one of you guys. I'm somebody that struggled with my weight literally my whole entire life, but it's by employing these things and these tools that I know work that it's going to work for me and it can work for you too. So there you go. So weight's number one. Second one, get rid of sugar. Okay, you want to get rid of inflammation. You want to get rid of pain.
Dr. Rob. So let's go back just a second. So no, the weight is key, but then the next question is what about the people that aren't overweight who still have pain, arthritis, who are inflamed, whose joints ache? Because there's a whole sector of people out there who aren't overweight yet still struggle. So I think that leads us into now what you're putting into your body, which can trigger and cause inflammation. So it's not a genetic thing. It's you're giving your body things that cause it to attack itself, that cause joint degeneration, which is, I think you were talking about sugar. So I didn't want to interrupt, but I wanted to transition there. I think that's important for people to understand, is that just because you're skinny doesn't mean you're healthy, right? It's great to be in an ideal weight, but being skinny isn't the name of the game. What are you putting into your body? Because I know people who are skinny who eat sweet tarts, drink Dr. Pepper. Those people are not healthy because they're building disease in their body, because those things trigger inflammatory response, which will degenerate the body very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. Yep. So then health just becomes a side effect of making those changes. So yeah, because a lot of people, like I said, the people that are watching, there's people that don't need to lose the weight. Okay. They can still eat the same exact way and they're just being healthy. The people that need to lose the weight, the side effect is that they lose the weight. Right. Yeah. So let's talk about number two. Number two is getting rid of sugar. Right.
Going back to if our doctors inside of us, give that doctor what it needs to thrive and flourish and to create health or to continue to build health. Totally.
So with the second one being getting rid of sugar. Now, a lot of people will think, and we're going to talk about, at the end of this, we're going to talk about how to be able to curb those sugar cravings, because a lot of you guys, if you've ever been like me, you just crave sugar. I'm going to show you how I was able to curb those sugar cravings. I don't have those cravings anymore. Now, anytime if I put any of that in my body, it's more because it's out of habit than it is because I'm craving that. And so we'll talk a little bit about that, about getting that out. But you got to do that because the number one thing that creates inflammation inside your body is going to be sugar, or anything that you put into your body that turns into sugar, which is going to be carbohydrates. So like your white bread, your starches, those kind of things turn into sugar immediately upon entering your body, which then creates inflammation.
Yeah, and
anything to add to that, Dr. Rainey?
Yeah. No, I mean, most people, when you look at what you're eating, your diet is literally 60, 70, 80% carbohydrate, which is essentially you're just living off sugar. Plus, we've talked about, and you're constantly snacking, you get that quick burn. You're starving 2 hours later, you stoke the fire again, crank out the insulin, cortisol releases. It's that whole aging catabolic process where you're constantly in that growth phase versus, pulling back on a lot of the foods that create sugar, eating less often, and then now replacing carbohydrate and sugar with healthy fats, which we're going to dive into here on this segment, because we're not cutting calories. We're eating plenty of food, but we're replacing inflammatory foods with non-inflammatory foods.
Exactly. What's up, Doug, man? It's good to see you. Denise, great to see you as well. Rory, great to see you. Michael's giving you a shout out, a happy birthday message. So Dr. Michael Butler, it's great to see you.
Thanks, Doc.
So number three is going to be the obvious for us being chiropractors, right? It's going to be making sure that you're removing any interference from your nervous system, misalignments to the bones inside your spine, making sure that your brain has a clear pathway to be able to get to every single cell, tissue, organ, joint inside your body in order to be able to make sure that you are decreasing that pain, because obviously it's the nerves that are receiving that input that then creates the pain. So we want to make sure that our nerves are working the way it's supposed to, and that's going to decrease pain because we see it every single day. Now, in saying that, we also have to understand that the reason that we're getting adjusted to get the interference off of those nerves is to allow the body to function as close to 100% as possible. So now chiropractic isn't all about you being out of pain or feeling better. That's great, and we love that side effect, but it really is about making sure that your body is functioning at a higher level. So now, because your body is functioning, that you are reducing the likelihood of cancer or heart disease or any of the other diseases that you might have, because that pathway is completely clear. Your body is communicating with every cell, tissue, and organ inside your body. So all the things that we talk about from a nutritional level can really take hold and take root inside your body, because here's the deal. If you're eating good, healthy fats, but your nervous system is wrecked, well, your body's not going to know what to do with those good, healthy fats in the first place. So it always has to go back to then that nervous system or the power source inside your body. So chiropractic care has got to be a part of your health regimen, and not just any chiropractic care, but corrective chiropractic care, to be able to make sure that you truly are putting your spine in its best position to not have stress on those nerves that are going to important organs inside your body. Thanks, Kat. Thanks for the love. All right.
No,
correct. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was just saying, because it's like a lot of times we think we can swallow health. And remember, health is already an entity that exists within us. It's already there. So you really can't swallow health. And your nervous system helps you adapt to your environment chemically, physically, and emotionally. The health of your nervous system will dictate how well you can adapt to the stresses that are in our life. You know, if you showed up to a scene of an accident, one person's dead and one person's barely hanging on, there's no vitamin, no food, no supplement, no nutritional bar that you could give to the dead person that's going to bring them back. The only person that has a chance is the person that has that nervous system pulse still functioning in their body. So, you know, we love nutrition and we love chiropractic, but chiropractic's more of a principle of like, hey, wait a second, let's identify that the body heals. It's hardwired to heal. Let's give it what it needs, because you can get adjusted all day long and have a clear nervous system, but if you keep shoving inflammatory foods in your body, you may still have pain. So you're always trying to remove interferences to the body so it can adapt at its highest level. But that's why chiropractic care should be a foundational service for everybody, to make sure that your body can adapt, the nervous system's clear, and that it's functioning at its highest level. It's just a basic law of health. This computer I have right now is very fancy, but if it's not plugged in and there's no power, it is not going to work. And it's the very first thing they will ask you if you call tech support about an electronic device is it plugged in? So our question to you is, are you plugged in? How is your nerve system? Are you functioning at your best? Don't roll the dice on it. Live out that application of a very foundational health principle, which is all health comes from within. Pretty simple.
Amen. Amen to that. Simple as that. Hey, you're welcome, man. So I'll give you the emoji. What's the praying hands emoji is what I'm giving you. The brown praying hand emoji. Okay.
Do they have a brown praying hand?
They do, absolutely. They've got a brown one. So
they don't
I'll
have
send
a brown
you one.
Smiley face though, which I'm waiting for.
Yeah, they need to have one. Again, racial profiling. I don't like it.
I know.
So number 4 is this. This is really cool. Something that I've been doing now for a while, but I got the fortune of being able to hang out with Dr. Josh Axe this past weekend. And one of the things that he talks about all the time is bone broth. And so bone broth, great source of collagen, great source of hyaluronic acid that your bones need to be strong, and your joints need to be strong, healthy, and nourished. So bone broth is one of the things that you can do. A lot of people, don't know a lot about this, but a great source, and I'll put it in the message or the comments below too. But even if you go to like drjockers.com, he shows you how to actually make it. He's got great information about it in there as well. Or you can go to Dr. Josh Axe or draxe.com to be able to see about it. But that's also something like right now, that's what I'm like, literally what I'm drinking in my cup right here, because Dr. Josh has made it into a powder form that you can be able to put in your shakes to be able to get in. And it's not necessarily a plug for him more than it is a plug for me, because I injured my back a while back, and a lot of you guys know that. But even last week, I had re-injured it by picking something up that I shouldn't have. But immediately, that's what I started making sure that I was getting that into my body to be able to make sure that it was functioning better, as well as getting myself adjusted was the first thing that I did from one of the docs in the office, Dr. Hannah. Thank God for that. And then making sure that I was getting good, healthy fats. And within a couple of days, I was back to normal again. In fact, I just got done working out. Everything was great. And so that's a part of what it is that I do to be able to make sure that I'm getting that collagen that my body needs in order to be able to make sure that I've got good, healthy discs, joints inside my body as well. So, and I'll put that in the comments for you guys as well. Anything to add to the bone broth, Dr. Randy?
No, I mean, I love bone broth. Okay. Obviously, Dr. Axe has a great product. Dr. David Jockers has a lot of great information on this. We use it. It's going to nourish the body, give it usable protein and collagen. Plus, as you're getting older, like I am today, you want to keep your skin looking really good. And there's no better way to anti-age than to nourish your body with collagen, the hyaluronic acid, the integrity of the skin. So it's a no-brainer not to include that in your diet, and then never have that without adding healthy fat to it, which I'm going to dig into a little bit. What are some of my favorite fats to use? What are some things you can eliminate and replace with healthy fat to reduce pain and inflammation and increase your energy?
Yeah, absolutely, because that's the last thing right there. And the last thing that we got to talk about as far as the 5 steps, number 1, we had healthy weight. Number 2, get rid of sugar. Number 3, chiropractic care. Number 4, the bone broth. And then number 5 is going to be taking the bad fats out of the body and replacing them with good, healthy fats into the body. And so let's talk about that, Dr. Randy, because I know that's one of the things that you love talking about is just the difference between good fats and bad fats and how good fats really can help you to reduce that inflammation.
No, totally. So we talked about, moving our body in previous segments from burning sugar over to burning fat. And there's a lot of benefits to that. So we're not trying to get you to cut calories. We just want you to replace certain foods with anti-inflammatory options. And one of the best ways to do that is by adding fats back into your diet. So fats are fuel, and they can be some of the most significant fuel you can put into your body. So before I go there, remember there's 3 things that can damage a fat and cause it to become toxic or produce free radicals in your body, and that is heat, light, and oxygen. All right, so this is important because you want to buy fats that are resistant to those 3 things so you don't harm your body when you cook with it or consume it. This is why vegetable oils are so dangerous. They're made up of polyunsaturated fats. They're made up of some of your longer chain fatty acids. So when you heat them or expose them to oxygen, they're going to break down and cause free radical damage. So the corn oil, soybean oil, canola oil, you want to avoid those like the plague. You want to move over to the more stable oils that are stable under heat, light, and oxygen, like coconut oil. Do all your cooking in coconut oil. It's a medium chain triglyceride. It can be used for energy. It goes right into the liver through the portal vein. Doesn't really require a lot of enzymatic activity, so it's easy on the gut. A lot of you guys out there who may have gallbladder issues or had a gallbladder removed, this can be a miracle oil for you to help you start getting the benefits of the fats. Avocados are outstanding. Olive oil is one of my favorites, but don't cook with it. If you do, very low heat, because its heat stable point is pretty low. So I like to cook and then add olive oil after I've cooked, not actually cook with it. We've talked about ghee, a clarified butter oil that's got all the benefits of the vitamin K, helps you absorb the fat-soluble vitamins. So you want to start eliminating like the sugar, the carbs, the grain, the oatmeal, the pasta, the rice, the noodles. Replace that with healthy fruits and vegetables and add in the healthy fats. Plus, a lot of your fat-soluble vitamins are in our vegetables, the A, D, E, and K. So never, ever steam broccoli and not douse it in melted ghee or olive oil or coconut oil, because you can increase the absorption of those nutrients, which you really won't absorb if you're not eating healthy fats. So those are some of my favorite fats. I put them into my meals all the time. I never go a day without eating lots of healthy fat, because fats are fuel. They actually help you burn fat. Plus, it'll keep you full longer if you eat fat. So if you're constantly hungry and snacking, you're not getting enough good healthy fats. So I would challenge you, replace some of your carbohydrates with good fat, and that'll keep you full for 3, 4, 5 hours at a time and give you sustained energy. Another thing, too, that I think is critical that most people don't know is that, our body is always breaking down and repairing itself, right? So a lot of your cells will break down and repair and replace themselves every 30, 60, 90 days. Well, the nervous system doesn't work that way. In fact, your nervous system, the tissue there, has to live a lot longer. So it could be sometimes a 7-year turnaround. Well, guess what the nervous system, the brain, the spinal cord, and the nerves need to live longer? They need the fat. So you want to nourish your brain and your body with healthy fats and healthy cholesterol to nourish the nervous system, to help it live longer and to function at its full potential. If you're cutting fat out of your diet and replacing it with sugar, you're inflaming your nerve system, and that can trigger chronic pain that all the chiropractic adjustments in the world could never correct, because you're damaging the one organ that needs all that healthy fat. So I think that's huge just for nervous system and brain function.
That's gigantic, and thanks you guys, all you guys that are sharing this info, because I agree, Kat, this is information that everybody needs to be able to hear, so that they're not health profiling either themselves, like we talked about at the beginning, or even others, thinking that people are healthy just based on how they look or how they feel. But it's got to be about how their body is functioning. And this is a message that we got to get out to everybody, because you know what? There are way too many people getting diagnosed with cancer, way too many people dying of cancer, sickness and illness and disease, and they're looking at their only option as being drugs, surgery, and the medical model. We got to get people out of that system. That really is the whole reason why we do what it is that we do. You know, not just so that we can be able to have a birthday every single year like Dr. Randy having a birthday. It's to be able to have a happy, healthy birthday, right? So that you can be able to enjoy it, because, you know, like you guys are getting ready to go to the Dominican Republic to celebrate your birthday. You know what? Who cares about how beautiful the Dominican Republic is if you can't enjoy it because you're sick and dying of cancer, you know? So we got to help people to be able to enjoy having a happy, healthy life. So we want to have a contest. So like I said, I've got this bone broth that I'm telling you that I'm drinking because I'm too lazy to actually make it. I'll just show you what it looks like right here. This is Dr. Josh Axe's, and I'm not plugging his company, but that's the only company that I know that makes it in the powder form. So just get that. Go to draxe.com. We don't get anything from it. It's just a good, easy way to be able to do it. So I can be able to drop it in here, put it in there with some good, healthy MCT oil as well to be able to get my oils inside there, some coconut milk. So it's good stuff. But I've got some sample packets as well. So the first person in the comments, we're going to have a contest here. The first person in the comments section that can tell me how old Dr. Randy is today. Be kind. First person that can tell me how old Dr. Randy is today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you, if you'll just private message me, I'm going to send you some samples of the bone broth protein, and that way you can be able to try it for yourself and check it out. So that's all I got for today. Happy birthday, my brother. Do you have any closing remarks before we get off today?
No, I think we kind of went a lot of different directions. Hopefully we got our message across. But I think just ultimately the real message is, listen, just trust your body. You know, it's always doing the right thing under the circumstances. Know that that's the foundational understanding. Once you know that, now you can start to make decisions based off a powerful health principle versus constantly changing your mind day to day based off the newest information, right? I know that the fact that our body heals itself wouldn't change in a million years. And I'm thankful for that. So know who you are, know that God made you to be healthy, and then now give that body what it needs. We'll keep teaching you more principles about how to add more healthy foods into your body. But next week, I'm sure we're going to dive into some more stuff. I'll actually be in the Dominican. So I'm going to be tuning in from the Dominican next week. Looking forward to that. Getting my vitamin D God's way, the natural way. By the way, you can't even make vitamin D unless you eat healthy fat. That's a whole nother subject. But yeah. Let's get out of here. Be kind when you're guessing my age. It is a sensitive subject. If you guess higher than my actual age, we will come see you, and it's not going to be good.
So you got one guess. Hey, one guess so far has been 35 years old.
Okay,
are they hot or
win
cold?
No matter what right now. That person wins.
That's Denise. Awesome.
Denise, you win.
Cool.
Send her whatever she wants.
You got it. RJ, it's good to see you, man. Good to see you, bro.
Love you, bro.
All right, you guys have a great day. Have a happy, healthy day today. Happy birthday, my brother. And we'll catch you next week in the Dominican Republic. You guys have an awesome day today.
Okay. God bless.